We are excited to welcome you to the living room experience that is happening in so many living rooms in Israel as we're welcoming or anticipating to welcome 13 hostages out of almost 240 hostages held in Hamas, in Gaza, by Hamas. These hostages were kidnapped, to remind you, on October 7th in this horrific massacre that happened. We just learned that 12 more Thai citizens that were captured too on October 7th with the Israelis, they're going to be released as well very, very soon. So since you don't know Hebrew, I'm here to help you understand the Hebrew TV and to read some subtitles and to translate them. We've been seeing that some journalists are concerned or suspicious. They say Hamas is unexpected. They may be playing games with us. They are full of schemes, and we need to think, what kind of scheme are they going to do to kind of beat them to it, right? And to not let them take over this operation. So here it says Mitzrayim. Egypt is saying that 13 of the hostages are in the hands of the Red Cross. That's a good thing. They're being checked. Egypt is a mediator in this situation, mediating between Hamas and Israel. What we see here is the Rafah crossing. It is the crossing from Gaza to Egypt. And we see journalists and camera people and other officials waiting at the crossing. We're watching Channel 11. It is one of 4 news channels in Israel. We're watching Channel 11. It says here, 13 of the hostages have moved to the Red Cross on the way to Rafah. That's a good thing, because if they're in the hands of the Red Cross, they're no longer in the hands of Hamas. It says the last report says that Egypt said we've done the final preparations to receive the hostages. So Egypt is playing a major role here, or wants to play a major role here. It's in preparation. It's moving the hostages from Rafah to Nitzana crossing. Nitzana is a crossing from Egypt into Israel. The anchor woman is asking, how will Israel handle these women and children after almost 50 days in captivity in Hamas? The hospitals are getting ready. We see, we just passed the Petah Tikva hospital, which will be one of many hospitals that will be receiving these hostages. Although we're waiting for the official announcement that the Israeli hostages are going to cross into Israel, what we do know for sure is that the 13 hostages are in the hands of the Red Cross, and they're on their way to the Rafah crossing, which leads into Egypt. That's where Egyptians plus a team of Israeli people, Israeli soldiers, will be waiting for them. They'll be crossing into Nitzana from there, back into Israel. Of course, they'll be going through a lot of medical checks and being hospitalized for the first few hours at least, according to their medical situation. Here we see Benny Gantz. He's a minister. He moved from the opposition to the coalition to create a unified government in these days with Benjamin Netanyahu. Some of the families received announcements already to come to the hospital to wait for their family members who are going to be released. Again, we see here the Rafah crossing. This is where the hostages are going to move through, cross. We're getting updated that probably they will not be going from Rafah to Nitzana, but rather from Rafah to Kerem Shalom, which is another entry crossing between Gaza and Israel, not Gaza and Egypt. A new update, it says, update, 13 of the hostages are in Khan Yunis. Khan Yunis is in the southern part of Gaza, and it's close to the Rafah crossing. The anchor woman is saying that we're very much anticipating and we're wondering what's going on in the minds of the hostages that are waiting so many minutes, and the families that are waiting and anticipating. The families also are watching with us the TV channels, the news, watching what's happening and anticipating, waiting so much for their family members to come. The reporters are saying that Benny Gantz, the official from the government, is with the families of the hostages, waiting to receive and welcome the hostages with those families. The reporter is saying that usual families that are not related to this event are coming to the families of the hostages and physically hugging them. They've never seen such a thing. They're just physically supporting them and hugging them and waiting with them. We see the chairs behind the reporters. They're all colored yellow. Yellow has been the color that symbolizes the hostages and waiting for their return, the await for their return. We're hearing that the families Some of the families that are not going to receive their family members in this hostage deal, they are very happy for those families that are going to receive their loved ones. Of course, there are almost 240 hostages in Gaza, and only 13 of them are coming out in this batch, in this stage. These reporters are in the square that's called the Square of the Hostages. It's in Jerusalem. So that's where other families are, and that's where the usual families with the common families with the families of other hostages that are not going to be released, that's where they are for a big vigil, while the families that are going to receive their members in this batch, they're in the hospitals waiting for their family members to come. There's a mix of joy and sadness, a joy for those who are coming and a sadness for those who are not returning. So the hostages are going to be checked first for several hours by the Red Cross. It could take a significant amount of time because they'll be checked by the Israeli side as well. So keep tracking with us. This is Shabbat evening now, Friday evening, entering Shabbat. And we are all anticipating, all of Israel is anticipating for this moment to see the women, the mothers, the children, no men in this deal, but 13 women, mothers and children. This hostage deal is a high price. It's costing Israel a high price, as Israel is supposed to will release 150 female and minor terrorists that attempted murder or did other severe things to Israelis. But we're all very much happy for the families receiving their loved ones, and we're hoping it will happen soon and that more will come as well. So keep tracking with us. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.